Hi submarine friends, been busy today. I had to lower this air conditioning radiator because it interfered with the steering linkage that goes from here and up. So it was touching, so I just had to lower it an inch, no big deal. And when I was finished that, I moved on to wiring up the engine. So all these wires here are for the engine and the gauges, you know, oil pressure, water temperature. And the fan is, the wires are in here for the fan. The water level sensor wires are in here. They're all labeled. I just use tape and I label them. And they all run into the panel here. But what I do, just to keep it neat and tidy, I will slide a hose over all these wires so that it's nice and clean right to the back. And also it prevents the wires from rubbing on the sharp metal edges and whatnot, so they can rub through and short out. Every single thing, every single wire, every last wire has a fuse on it. I've doubled up on the alternator power wires just because it's going to be running a lot and I want to make sure that it can carry the load nicely. And normally I would use a automatic regulated alternator, but I'm using one that I will actually send field current to it to excite it. Otherwise they don't charge it at low RPM, and I want it to charge all the time. So this one has a field wire, and I don't know if I have enough switches yet. I just threw whatever I had in there, but I found some more. And the bilge pump, that gets wired in as well now. So this guy here, this is the emergency bilge pump. In case there's a leak back here, that sensor senses that there's water in the bottom of the submarine, sends power to this alarm, which is really crazy loud. And this has an automatic float in it, so it will just automatically turn on, send water into the variable ballast tank, which is where I'm sitting, and then the pump in the variable ballast tank will send it out. So that's pretty uneventful today. I also wired in the heavy battery cable that goes up to the front. So this is the engine starting cable, and the batteries are all up front. So I needed a long cable, which I got out of my big boat outside. That's fantastic. I love that boat. So then I'll have shorter cables that go from the batteries back to this switch. And then from this switch, it'll go to the electric hydraulic pump that will drive the submarine when it's submerged. I have the parts to build that. I just haven't built it yet. So what I'm focusing on is getting the submarine ready to put into the test pool once the front half is welded on. And so I focus on that. Once all that stuff is done, then I'll focus on making that pump system to drive the submarine submerged. I've got lots of time, it'll be no problem. So that's it for today. Here's my air valves for making the submarine surface. It's looking good in here. It's getting a little crowded, but still lots of room. So that's it. Ciao for now.